7:03 p.m. Okay. And we have the minutes from the May 23rd meeting.
I just have a question, and maybe I don't know, but 2A, where it says send to send.
That was a correction.
That was a correction.
A word correction.
Oh, okay.
I know, I had
Okay.
to read it several times myself, but yeah, that's what that
Her
was.
to send, and then that's a correction. Okay. All right. I'm glad I asked.
Corrections. All right, probably have to make a little note to state that those are corrections in the
Corrections.
future,
Yep.
okay? No biggie. Under new business, under food inspections, I did 1 through 5. They were done. Has done, not will do. So cross out or will do. Okay.
But at the time you hadn't done them all.
Oh, really?
Which ones?
1 through 5 I have done. I believe. No? Maybe mine,
You're talking about on 11?
yeah.
Yeah. Everything was okay except, and you said no inspections this week, and then you still need to do the school, residential, and 2 campground inspections.
So
That's why I
under-
put will do.
Oh, I see, you're including all parts.
Right.
All right.
But I can take that out.
Yeah, I think that would be
Okay,
better,
all right.
because I interpret it differently.
Also on number 11, number 2, it says all okay except ceiling issues. You should probably put where that was.
Right. It was at number, yeah,
It was for
2 and 3.
2 and
Yeah.
3.
That's really the biggest thing I found on that.
Yep.
This whole thing. Except the send to send. Because that threw me also. I was like, but this was, I don't know, when you're reading that, it's the average person wouldn't know about ceiling issues and where they work, you know?
Right.
That's a good point. Yeah, I looked at this agenda online earlier today and I was like, oh, very detailed. It's a lot on here this time.
All right, any other, so I make a motion that we approve the minutes from May 23rd with restatings 2 as review and approval of 5/9 meeting minutes with the corrections A and B. And then on food inspections, number 1, updates on inspections, Kathy has done, remove the next 3 words. On 2, all okay except ceiling issues for number 2 and 3. Okay. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Colleen seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, here's your official copy. COVID-19 flu Maven update. No report from MPHN. And I'm going to extend this conversation a little bit to say that at the end of this month, June 30th, we will be owing MPHN monies again. The membership for the town has been $600 for the year. And then I believe the Maven coverage was 1,100? Is that correct, or 1,000?
I think it was 1,000.
My brain is not.
1,000.
1,000, thank you. And I think that it's time that we use that $1,000 to hire a part-time nurse for ourselves. We may have one possibility, someone that Nancy knows.
I don't know if he's gonna.
That doesn't matter, we'll put it out there.
Yeah.
We have to open it up. So, before the end of the month, I'd like to open it up, that we're looking for someone for, how many hours did you have to give for Maven, for training and stuff?
It's
What did we-
less than an hour. It's only a couple hours for
month?
training. No, not even.
Okay.
I followed Maven updates, which is infection control.
Okay,
It's out of epidemiology, but you don't have to sit in on it.
okay,
It's available as soon as the meeting is over. It's logged on, so it's available.
okay. All right. So I think it's time that we use our $1,000 that we're gonna pay out one way or the other to have a nurse, an RN, that we hire, that works up to 4 hours a week, we'll say, offering $45 an hour to do Maven training and follow Maven cases and become part of that system. And then secondarily to maybe, I think it might be nice to provide parent moms who have newborns with a couple follow-up phone calls at least. Maybe we can start that networking. It's my understanding that, without putting that in motion, that they don't get real follow-up anymore.
No, yeah,
So-
years.
Yeah, so I would like to take that as our second initiative for the part-time nurse. Any thoughts on that?
What if we get to after July 1st and there is no nurse that we've hired and we have an extended Maven? What if we have no coverage?
Well,
Because the hiring process might take more than
Oh.
10 days, right?
Right,
I still have privileges. They're inactive right now because I'm not doing it, but I could just, the board can request my reactivation and I could do it on the side till you get somebody on board.
So if push came to shove, it would
Push
be
came
okay.
to shove, you still have somebody
Okay.
on board.
And my other question is $45 an hour.
Not
Isn't
enough?
It's a little on the high side.
Is it?
When I was doing it for Barry, it was around 30 something.
yeah, I figure that includes a little bit
So,
for
when-
driving and
Yeah.
whatever.
For
That's great then.
Rutland was on the high side. They were like $50 an hour.
But probably more work in Rutland, right? There's more to cover, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
bigger territory. And right now the nurse that took over for me is also doing additional for the same amount of money. And when you work 1099, it's a killer on the taxes. So,
Okay.
So I'll restate my motion. So it's now, any other discussion? Because I kind of discussed as I was making the motion. Not a very good idea. I would like to use the 1,000, instead of paying for Maven services from MPHN for the 23-24 budget years, starting July 1st, I would like to use those funds to hire a part-time nurse up to 4 hours per week by the Board of Health, with the town administrator's approval, to to provide Maven services and services for new mothers who have newborns.
I wouldn't be that specific.
Well, Maven
would-
and other
Other health.
community nursing
Per-
issues.
Yeah,
Other community nursing issues, which may include
yeah. Right, because
maternal care.
long while back, I sort of did it on the side as a Board of Health member, and I didn't get more than like 3 cases. But those 3 cases took up a lot of my time, and none of them were mothers. But that's why I said, that's why it's,
Community health and which may include maternal care. That sound good? Okay, do I hear a second?
One second.
Liz seconds. All in favor?
I,
Part 2 is until one is hired. Judy has volunteered to provide Maven services if we reinstate her. I make a motion that we reinstate Judy for Maven coverage, effective July 1st until we hire someone. Second?
No second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Title V reports, 81 Mount Jefferson and 52 Birches Roads to look at. Cast iron. Reaching trenches. Pretty measured them. Included photographs. Nice. There's first one. Second one.
got pretty pictures, you said?
We had included a photograph of the end and the map, and the location and everything. Yeah. And both of them. When the photographs
Oh,
were
isn't
done.
that a nice picture?
Well,
It is easier to figure it out
Yeah.
for me, and, you know, it's,
It's not what I would put in my top 10, but
it's appropriate for this. Okay, I don't see anything on that. Alright. It's 52.
this one's going several different directions at once.
Read tonight. Sorry. Oh, goodness sakes.
oh, this is because it got sold. Okay.
Ouch. And to keep us moving along, I'm also starting in on our water tests. Here's the whole folder, however, all we're looking at on this one's the water test, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna pass that around and hold this for a second. And the same thing on 142 Westminster?
Well, is a well completion done, I
Okay.
received it on the 31st. We're waiting, I called him to let him know we need a water test.
This is first test on Lombard, right?
Yes.
Oh, while we're on that subject, I checked with Phil because there was an issue at one of these locations about 2 water tests. One being done when the well is dug, and then a second one before occupancy. And Phil says that we need to make a little motion that we want to know that the tap water at the sink is also safe, not just what comes out when the well is dug. And the third thing I want to make clear to people is if the well point was dug more than 3 years ago and the water test came in, I don't think that's valid anymore.
So you want to see the tap water go through the filter?
The tap water, we should have a water test done when the well is dug.
Yeah,
Right.
A water test should be done at the sink before occupancy.
I thought that was the way it should be done.
I thought so too, but Phil says it's dependent on
What
each
our
individual
records say.
town. And I haven't had a chance to double check. I just want to make it clear that we're going to follow this
I
procedure.
think the regs,
I think it's in our regs
I
already.
think it's in our regs already.
Okay, but, so I'm repeating this out loud, that we do it, the second one, we ask for the second one. As it turned out with the one case that came up, their water test was positive, wasn't negative for coliform.
Oh.
And so they had to get another one, no matter what they claim they didn't have to do for their other 500 new homes they built in the area. Not in our town, but throughout the area. So. Anyways, okay. So this next one is on Westminster Road. And it's just been dug.
Yeah, that's just the completion form.
All right, if there's anything you want to look at on this one, you can just take a quick look.
I'll wait for the test to come in.
And did the approval of the title funds come back around? Because I didn't sign them.
They're still waiting on the
No,
water
pass
test.
them around before I
was still
sign them.
waiting on
I
that,
should
so
sign them
just
now.
give it to Lindsay.
All right, everybody approves these Title Vs? Yes?
Yep.
Okay. This one. All right. Next we have Briarwood Townhouse.
Mhm.
Is that what I'm looking at?
Mhm.
Do they come under the regulation having more than 25 residents?
I do not know.
That's requiring twice a year?
I don't know, because
I
it
could-
says that all the results will
Below
below the
negative,
maximum
yeah.
level.
Right.
So they won't test again until 2024.
I could remember when there was the number of residents there pushed them into a category twice a year versus once a year. So it's good news.
Next is Hub House water quality test. Looks good there.
Yeah, Hub House just got slammed with another repair. $50,000 repair.
For what?
My brain is just as fuzzy as hers. It was, I know, it's something in the basement. It has something to do with, humidification or something like that. So.
We're not on this list, right?
No.
Okay. We're also just passing around the DPH letter for the 2023 beach testing. Hubbardston is not on this list, but we'll review it real quick. The guidelines are, so everybody knows what they are.
Those are just water reports.
Yeah, from Comet Pond.
I'm sorry. Does this go in that folder or should you?
No, this is separate. Yeah.
Okay. So we are getting all the beach reports for Comet Pond. I don't see any problems. Well, some of them are not ours, but anyhow.
Yeah, nothing for comment.
There is one for Comet Pond. So just quick look-see of all the states, DCR Central Region reports on testing. And one of them was for Comet Pond, it looked okay.
Yeah, it listed all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's this one.
Is there a little, that little guy gonna be there? Guy that sits there, opens and closes the gates. I think he does some sort of testing daily for something.
Where at Comet Pond?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've only been to Comet Pond, I think, once.
We're not even on this one.
They're not on every one, but the state is
Oh, okay.
notifying the whole central Mass region
Oh, okay.
of everything.
Oh, so they just give it to all the boards?
Yep. Just, so if we ever have any questions, you know that we can probably look it up.
I have a friend that goes swimming in Comet Pond almost on a regular basis.
Yeah.
She says it's one of the better ponds to go swimming in. Although once in a while fish tickle her feet.
Because it's on 12 boards.
Oh,
It's just a group, I think. That's what we were just talking
yeah. I was sure that you can see what they're sending out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so we're informed. All at once in one meeting. Got it? And then and then we're gonna file it away.
Oh gee, we were up to 6 here. What happened?
Yeah, I think this is going to be the same.
We went from 1 to 6.
Oh, no, we're on this
Right.
one too.
But still, look at everybody else.
I know.
Right,
It's
there's
very
some that are
good.
pretty high.
Yeah,
6 is still acceptable.
This one.
yeah, very low.
Yeah. Well, remember those hot days we
This is
had?
made.
Fish from supposed to awaken, stirred up the muck.
And I still haven't heard back about the variance, so I've contacted them.
So this is just a regional.
But they
this
are
is us.
sending those to them as well, directly.
Okay. All right, the next is Ron Burton's training camp water report. Before he starts up. Looks fine.
Regional.
Now, is this for the camp itself, or is this for, it says something about Webster Family Campground?
Well, that's what it's,
I think that's what it's called.
yeah, Ron Burton.
It's on that sheet, I believe that's where I got it from.
Yeah, it's on here.
Well, Webster Family Campground is in addition to the Ron Burton Training Village then. That would be, because every year they add something to that place down there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm asking,
Maybe
is
they're
this something that they've added?
I don't know.
I will check when I go out.
Because the last time I was there, which was a while back,
Oh, yes.
and we still had the Miracle Camp there.
The Miracle Camp?
Yeah, it was run by the folks that run that furniture store. And he had a camp for HIV kids.
No.
And that was the year that Barnum and Bailey had set up they had a swing. And these kids were high flying in the swing. So I said, okay, as long as you've got safety measures in place, I'm going to go away.
And then, here's a couple water reports from the Cushman Pond, which is the Pinecrest, passing those around.
Okay.
We reviewed them. I think I wrote that
And
earlier.
this one I just got today, it's for the house at, on Wagner Road, the one with the septic in the front.
Oh, okay.
Because he's looking to close, so he needed, I wanted to get that in.
Yep. So we're gonna add
Yep.
an I for 143 Gardner Road.
That's good.
Negative, negative. And he did do the other ones to make sure it was okay.
Remember the guy that came all night?
Point of collection, wellhead, and kitchen. All right.
This is the other one too. Same one. This is also Cushman Pond.
And the last one is 143 Gardner Road. We have both of them. The well, water, and the kitchen just recently.
Oh, cool.
So we're all set, so that's it, to be added to the list of water tests.
Which one is the one?
This is the one that has the
Had to get the
variance because they were
close.
too close to the road. If you're going towards Gardner, it's on the left.
It's got a pretty clean siding.
Yeah, it turned out. When I
Yes.
saw the way the concrete foundation went in for the basement, I was like, but the way it was built, it's very interesting.
Yeah,
And
he's done
it
a
looks
nice
very
job.
nice. Looks very nice.
Is that the one that's now up for sale?
Yes, and he's gonna close
New
on it.
Era?
Yes, you got it.
That was very weird.
Initially, yes.
Build, start, build. Stop.
Oh, it's that one, yeah.
Yeah,
So now it's for sale?
now it's for sale.
Oh.
half finished.
Oh, like the upstairs probably isn't.
No, it's still half finished.
Oh, it's just half finished, just half finished.
I don't need landscaping or anything, so whoever's buying it as
It's
is.
just show that he had to,
Oh, he had it and
he
he
has other places.
good. If he hadn't, the answer would be no.
I know.
Question. And if he does, the answer is yes. Okay? There's my answer. You can put that in your little black book.
Okay.
So she's creating a black book with all the guidelines.
It's actually blue.
Blue. A little blue book.
Navy, maybe.
It's actually big.
It's not little anymore.
Not little anymore.
So we have an installer asking for approval of his permit. I make a motion that we approve. I'll read it off the minutes.
Initial one.
Kaylin Doherty, initialing contracting. Do I hear a second? On the installers that's coming around.
Oh, yes.
All
I'll
in
second.
favor?
Yep. Aye. Oh, just me.
All right, and that's what this is, right there. As you
So
can
that's a
see,
repair.
yes, this first one is a repair.
That goes in there.
Does this go? What's this?
Oh, no,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, that goes with it too, yeah.
Okay. We'll give a minute for them to catch up.
I know, it's like, big bang, big bang, big bang.
Sorry, we've had discussions already.
Read that
I'm a little familiar with it, sorry. Okay. I'm now going to pass out some engineering plans for 38 Morgan Road.
That's the Meager property.
Which one?
I think it is.
I believe it is. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see where they are.
That's the top of the hill. Good thing we had no water in it.
I know, that's the thought that just went through my head to read. Oh, it's just pens.
That was a 4-bedroom home? Wait a minute. Says it was a 4-bedroom home.
Oh, so something else used to be on this land?
Correct.
Because there's an existing septic tank to be abandoned.
thought that was the, I didn't think they had a septic system.
So the tank.
52 feet from the septic.
What is?
Oh,
1,500 gallons. 15. Yeah, so there's the tank, but where was the field? I thought that was the problem with this one. No, the old one.
well, the tank is way over here. But this tank is really, is a lot closer to the well.
And then-
Where's the,
Well, there's another 50 feet from the tank, so it meets the 100-foot.
oh, okay, oh, all right, here we are, this is
Yeah.
it, okay. Okay.
Alright. Look okay?
Is this a new field going in?
Yes.
That's what I was trying to say. Because I thought there was a problem that it didn't have field. So this is why we had to go in and really put on new, basically it's a new system
Mm-hmm.
going in because it didn't have a field.
Oh, it didn't have a leach field?
Nope.
Was it like a tight tank or something, or?
I'm not sure, or was it a cesspool? I don't know. I knew him as a neighbor, but no, not that well.
Yeah.
He was at the top of the hill, I'm at the bottom of the hill, yeah.
You can give it back to Kathy.
Sign away my life.
I don't want it.
here.
We need to get you a stand.
Really?
I already looked at
What's the next one? 39
39.
Morgan Road.
That's the
It's across the street,
it. Yeah.
which still worries the heck out of me. Because it's right next to that abandoned building, which is collapsing. There's 3 buildings over there, and they're all collapsing.
Oh,
And there's an open abandoned swimming pool there too.
Oh, that's not good.
No,
This is,
Wow.
so,
But it says new construction.
there's a piece of land, used to be, there's 2 Underwood, which is set way back in the woods, has barn for horses, and then it
That was
has,
just research.
and it's
I'm just reviewing.
historical
Yeah.
registered
Yeah.
home,
Mm-hmm.
renovated to reflect the period. Then, right on the corner there where Underwood and
Oh, and they all-
Morgan
Yeah.
takes a right angle turn there. There's this one little piece of property, and they've labeled it 39 Morgan, but it could be 1, you know, but, and it's sort of sandwiched in between this collection of abandoned buildings, and
So it's
it's
not,
right directly
so
across.
it's not that same property, it's just a piece of property in between
Right.
there?
Right, and it's directly across from the Meagers.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
And that one just sold,
Our,
wasn't that?
The Meagers
The
sold?
son? Or is that another one,
Another one.
when the son passed away?
I thought it was the, right.
so this was originally called Lot 1, but it is 39 Morgan Road. It was reviewed by our previous engineer on April 22nd, but we never reviewed it. never brought to any of our meetings. So, take a look at it.
I suppose if you drive up there and see if they've actually built anything yet. The last time I was up there, they were still pushing dirt around.
I think it's still.
And what is this one? Is this the, is
This
this?
is
They're
39.
waiting
This is 39,
to
okay.
get things like this settled.
So they're still pushing dirt around.
But I don't know.
Smack in the middle is a utility pole. So here's the, oh, here's the wire.
Wires, like it's
Yeah.
an actual pole.
Well, because that was probably, was there a house on here before, Judy? On
On
39?
the property? No.
No? So why would there be an existing utility pole?
Or existing driveway. I think,
There was one time I drove back in there, when I first moved here about 12 years ago, and it was like a trailer or something there.
Oh,
And they may have had electricity to that.
oh, maybe, yeah.
Okay. But that was a long time ago, and when we had complaints about the property past the bend where things were falling down, there wasn't anything there anymore. So, whatever, so these poles stayed, right? But the
Yeah.
trailer or whatever was gone. Or there might have been a shed, like for horses or something. To the best of my knowledge, when they took this over and started grading it and everything else disappeared. There's nothing left.
This is where it's gonna be over
So,
here.
alright, the size of the tank looks okay.
There's a lot of wires here.
Alright. This is the one we have to keep because this is the only one we have his signature.
There you go.
I was never good at, never a good math folder either.
They don't do that in the cemetery commission.
Alright, let me
There you go.
sign off again. And then we're going to 27 Natty Pond. Okay, I'll do these. I can sign.
That's the one that needed the D box
Okay,
that you discussed last meeting.
yeah. Okay, and all that's been done?
It's right in the front, the first page.
It's all been completed June 5th. And
So we can
Phil
use
signed
this.
off on it at all? Who
Um,
reviewed it? Who looked at the D-box, make sure it's okay?
I'm not sure, if Phil did or not.
Okay,
I emailed everybody, I copied you on that, I think.
I did not go out and check this one.
Want me to
So-
take it back and I can just check
it's
with Phil to
tilted.
make sure?
We're just supposed to see it before it's buried.
make sure
Connected
it's
everything,
balanced.
it's new,
And Phil may have
done it.
done it, I don't know. I'll
So-
check with him
All right,
before you sign off on it.
yeah, I will sign off on it as soon as we know if it's been looked at, okay? All right, that takes care of that one. And I'm still signing. That's that one.
Phil did look at this, but we'll just double check it.
Yeah, he didn't, it's not on his turnover or anything, is it? That he did that? Okay. Here's,
But it might have been after that.
okay,
Anyway,
all right, so that'll be, that one's done. So we have, Phil took a look at,
so this is just
Cool.
a sheet I did. That's where he's gonna review and, I just started a little spreadsheet.
good. So when there's things like a shed, or a pool, or 80 Chicopee Drive wanted to have a separate garage with a rec room, and they wanted to put in some kind of tight tank. Phil did not approve their tight tank system, he said no. So that's why that's listed as 9B. And then Nancy's gonna keep us a spreadsheet, because for these small item reviews like this, we approved charging the individual properties $50 to cover whatever fee Phil would charge, which he said would be no more than $50. So just keeping the loop moving forward, okay? And thank you for the spreadsheet, that's a great way of doing it. Under the regular,
Under old business.
under the regs, do we need, have we all reviewed them online, what Judy has proposed? Including the massive section on water regulations that the state now encourages us to have. And we did make comments and reviewed the tattoo section and
The water and the tattoo.
the water and the
Well,
tattoo.
you
We did kind of.
approved the water section.
We approved the water section right away so that things could move forward, because it was important. Any other comments about the updated regulations? Now, the next step is posting it for our next meeting? Is that correct? Before we approve or
I'm
not?
not sure, 'cause I've never had put
Post
it out to the public.
Okay.
Or just
Adopted.
post it that
We have,
you know,
all right.
they've been updated.
All right, so I make a motion that the updated Board of Health regulations, with all the reviews that we've done of each section up to this point, that we approve those for our current board. Upcoming, how often do we need to review these?
Only as we need to
Right,
make a change.
And they get posted on the website?
Yeah, like they can be.
they can be.
Oh, okay.
Or they can at least say that they can reach out to the Board of Health if they have questions.
Review or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, any questions, any comments about the updated regulations that Judy worked on so well? Thank you, thank you. All right, I make a motion that we approve the updated Board of Health regulations. It's no longer tabled, other than fees and fines. We'll work on that maybe in the fall. Would that be okay? So we're gonna create the list of fees and fines in starting September. We'll work on that. But for now, your motion to have the updated regulations approved. Who makes a second? Colleen, you a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're approved. We're done with that portion of it. Okay.
On Thursday when I come in, I'll take a final look at it.
And then I will,
Well, is that different? This is different than what you were talking about just now. This EDS plan, that's what you looked at.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
yes, so
Yes.
those are the regulations.
Right.
So those are approved, and the next time I come in, make yourself a note that to remind me, I should sign off that we approved them at this meeting.
Okay,
So we should have, a hard copy that you can pull out and I'll sign off on it.
Okay.
That we approved them.
yep,
Because we forget when we do these things if we don't, if I don't sign my life away. There was a joint meeting on June 7th with the planning board. But the Board of Health did not have a quorum. There's only 2 of us there. Here are copies of the letters from the 2 places.
Oh, I meant to bring back the originals for you,
That,
but I'll give it to you. I'll give them to
Okay.
you.
and the main comments that were made by planning board and ourselves was that we asked that they give us a list of the varieties of cannabis they're growing so that we do know that they are low odor varieties. And we didn't happen to print out so Mark, who's the administrative assistant for the planning board, sent out letters, follow-up letters to both businesses, and Royal Sun, which is Damon Schmidt, he responded first with the list and when he expects to do the harvest. And his harvest this year, he expects to be all in September. I'm not sure if Bowie's from Paper Crane came through yet. I don't remember seeing them.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, that's right, they didn't come through because Mark CC'd me on an email that he reminded Paper Crane that we don't have the list. So, I believe the following action by our Board of Health needs to be sort of summarized at the meeting. That we will adopt, maybe at our next meeting, an updated odor complaint form to make it easier and more accurate as to who, when, what, where, conditions of any cannabis odors that people have.
Didn't we do that?
Did we already approve that?
There were some edits, right?
We did have to make some edits, and so I don't know,
Yeah.
I think we have to do the final.
If we finished it or not.
Right, we
It was
didn't
just a-
finish it, but we
like a
should do the
draft.
finished.
This is it, and I sent this to Mark to go to the planning board.
I think we talked about looking at other towns' forms. didn't we?
I couldn't find, I did, I
And
looked,
there weren't.
somebody mentioned Westminster, and I couldn't
Yeah.
find anything
Okay.
on
So we haven't
Sure,
heard back from the
there's-
planning board.
I just sent it today,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
all right.
But
So-
that has the suggestion of the using your cell.
Information,
Yeah,
okay.
that was.
So I say maybe the next meeting that we'll make the approval of this pending what planning board has any suggestions for it. Second, if we get complaints, we will reach out to the cannabis businesses in a timely manner to report to them that we have complaints. Because that's what the planning board suggested too, that then they can respond back. So that we have a more open door communication. Well, yes, I'm harvesting, we'll probably harvest for 3 or 4 more days, and we can let people know that, so that they don't have to worry so much and say, oh, do I have to put up with this for the whole month or whatever.
Yeah.
So we'll try and have an open door policy of communication between them and us going forward. Okay?
Makes sense. That's great.
Because in our letter, we asked for a plan and they have given it to us other than not listing what the low odor varieties. So the complaint form, open policy, communication, and thirdly, once we have both lists, we will send this to the Cannabis Control Commission, to the agents that follow their businesses, as, you know, because they have, each business is assigned certain agents to review things. And so we'll keep them in the loop as well. So the third part is we'll keep the Cannabis Control Commission informed as well, so that if anything comes up, they are not surprised either. So it's a three-part thing that way. All right? And we'll hang on to that until we hear from planning board.
Okay.
So, right. So C is the update form. Open communication. I'm writing this down so I remember what I said I was going to do. All right. We discussed a little bit earlier about the health nurse, so we can skip that. The Holden Hospital account is still being tabled. I apologize. I don't have any time right now to put into it. Under new business, it's a new emergency.
That's what Judy looked.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a new emergency disaster site plan that Judy has already looked at. Can you make any comments?
Emergency dispensing site. When I put the last one together in 2020,
Yes.
one of the resources they had after had a front cover looking like this. And it was from the state, and it was they had put it in 2019, they put it together, and they said it's a template coming from the state. Why in 2020 or 2019 they did not use that template right then and there, I don't know. Instead they sent us that other huge piece. This is basically the same thing as
The previous one.
the previous one. In fact, but I think in the it's got some information that the previous one does not have, but not a real substantial amount. It's deleted some or shrunk down some of the information. The other thing is it's a more condensed format. It's not spread out as the other one. Either way, you can, I still like the chapter form. And you're still hunting around a little bit in this one. But basically it's the same information that we already have. There is some errors in, like, for instance, they have Wachusett and never noticed it needed some updates, especially now since Dennis is not around. And so, but basically it's everything that was in there before in a more condensed format. So if you want to go ahead and
Accept
say
that.
this or just put this in as an addition to what we already have, then they're also not going to do any more drills, so we're not going to be having to set it up or walk through or anything like that. That is no longer required. I don't know how long that's going to last. They could come back the following year and say you have to do it again.
Is this part of the COOP or is this stuff totally
No,
separate
this is
plan?
totally separate.
Okay, because it says
This is coming,
dispensing.
this is DPH.
Oh, okay.
What would we be dispensing?
Medications, they base all of it
Vaccines.
on, they still, and the other thing I noticed in it is they're still basing all of these plans on some sort of influenza pandemic, Well, as we well know,
Yeah.
that is non-existent. In fact, when they started working with all this stuff way back when, decades ago, a couple decades ago, I was working and actually tracked down some articles at the time, because that was when they were gonna hand out Tamiflu to all the nurses for 6 weeks during influenza pandemic. So we were gonna get Tamiflu every single day, and I said, that's nuts, because it's $10 a pill. So you have, that's $70 a week per nurse, per doctor, per EMS. So it was that was also the time when they came out and they said they were gonna transport everybody to one regional clinic, and it was going to be Quabbin, and we were all going to be assigned our town. Each road was going to be assigned a time, and we were going to get everybody done in 24 hours. And I said, that's nuts too, because who's going to wake a baby up at 2 a.m. in the morning? So anyway, so there's been a lot of crazy ideas, but that's come down the line, and one of them was that we still have to worry about a pandemic, influenza pandemic, when the reality is that it's less than 10%, and COVID and other crazy viruses out there that are still waiting to emerge are going to be our headache. But this is a good plan. It's just condensed, and it's still going to be a little awkward if you're trying to get through it in a quick and hurried fashion. It's still going to be awkward. I would just throw it in with the plan we already have and go for it.
Right.
The one thing she does want us to do, though, at least the two attachments that you sent along with that email.
I don't.
One of them was she wanted the school to sign on, agreeing. Well, you know, we could talk about. I think we need to talk about that a little bit more. And then she wanted a list of all of the. Well, that's part of the COOP plan. So once we sit down, you know, it got suspended with Dennis's death, but I talked to Nate the other day, and we'll be going back to working on that, and we can just include the list and bring it over to our EDS and our COOP plan and everything else.
Okay, the list of
So a list of essential people.
essential people. COOP is the town-wide emergency plan.
So in case, you know, a tornado comes through,
What do we do? Who does it?
We all back into the senior center, right?
and watch it
Isn't that
go.
the plan?
So,
Well, we have burned down the town once.
back in the day,
and the-
before all of us.
In '86, they did have, was it '86? Because it was the year that we moved in. They had a tornado that skipped around and hit Morgan Road, actually. Yeah,
So things do happen once in a while.
right.
And
Gotta be
with
prepared.
our climate changes that are occurring, new things could happen. I would like to make a motion that the current emergency EDS draft here that Judy has reviewed and discussed be an addendum to our approved 2020 plan. And that we had just adopted as part of our, documents for that plan, which is in a very user-friendly way to quickly, even though this is condensed in some ways, but Judy set it up so that you can really follow it easily. And so therefore, I think this should just be an addendum to it. So yes, we approve it, but as an addendum. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Add that to a notebook here. Next.
This is just a letter that, an email that I got, if anybody wanted to do some type of a survey or whatever. I guess I should have just sent it out to everybody.
Rutgers Center for Tobacco Studies. Alright, we'll just make note of it. I don't think we need to make any decisions about that.
Cigar pack policy. Do we have a cigar pack policy?
It's a cigar pack.
Some states
It's some
do.
kind of a thing on tobacco.
Oh, I don't remember reading it when I went through those
Not ours.
regulations,
Not ours.
$1,000.
No, we, this board does not have a cigar pack policy.
Okay. So this is really a nothing.
Right, it's just a letter of correspondence.
Okay.
Okay. Other unexpected subjects, the Wachusett Medical Reserve Corps has put together a community needs assessment and resource guide dated June 2023. Thank you, Nancy. Judy. Judy. And
What is that, Kathy?
I'll let you write that down
It's a year's worth of work.
for us to have.
So there'll be there'll be a copy in the library, a copy with the town admin, and a copy with the Board of Health. That's the plan.
Okay,
I mean,
what was, we missed this, because we
Could
were
you-
reading
you
about
check
cigar packs.
And $50.
And you get a $50 gift card that we're all missing out on. All right, so
So we're gonna start over.
next.
Wachusett Medical Corps, which Judy has been heading, put together a community needs assessment and resource guide. And there's gonna be 3 copies for our town, one here in our Board of Health, one in the library, and where's the third one?
Nate will have it.
Town administrator will have it, and
Right.
this has just been
So-
put out.
Each and every town, what we did is we did interviews and we did a survey through our members, and we had 6 areas that we kind of reviewed, and then we put together a summary of what we found. It's about 10 pages long, the summary right up front. And then each and every town has listed local resources. So if somebody comes in and says, blah, 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 I have a problem, where, do you know where I can, then it may be helpful.
So it can either be handled by our town or nearby towns, because the information for the nearby towns is also provided.
Right, there's 22 towns across north central Worcester County.
That's nice.
So the assessment's been done.
This is it.
Yeah.
So
So
we're
this-
just getting a copy.
Oh, that's
And
great.
saying, thank you, Judy, for another document well done.
So we had a student intern from Worcester State Public Health. Yeah, and she graduated this year, and she was able to take her skills from doing this project and landed a cushy job at UMass.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
Oh,
nice.
wonderful. So with your contacts there at Worcester State Public Health, would you see if they have anybody available
Sure.
to help us?
Sure. So you want an intern for us?
Yes.
Okay.
I responded to the person that reached out a couple times, but we haven't heard anything.
This is
Maybe
a
you
really
could
interesting
do a
page
follow-up
Yep.
and see if there's anyone available.
I was working
This
with
is higher
Professor
than expected,
Vallegos.
actually.
So
Great.
I'll talk
That would
to
be
him.
great.
Yeah.
So under new business, Judy will reach out
So
to
early
Worcester
on-
State for an intern.
Early on, early up there, at the very beginning, is the
Let's keep
summary
plugging
of all
along
of
for
the
this.
information we found.
We need to get Nancy more help, so yes,
Okay.
that would be
What
great.
Stars? 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I paid her $20 an hour, and she put in,
It's nice talking to you.
Yeah.
somewhere between, putting about 15 hours a week. So,
I don't know that we had money for an intern, but
they may have to do
Consider it.
community, yeah, they may have to do something. And they could do it, maybe part of a class or something for a
Right.
semester.
yes. That
So,
would be helpful.
there you go. There you go, there's the beginning of it. And then- So, I'm kind of happy the way it came out,
Yeah, it's really
Nice.
nice. Reads well, thank you.
yeah. And we'll probably continue to, Jane has said that she will continue to, be willing to jump in and we'll update it periodically as well. And get it reprinted.
That's going to be very helpful.
Yeah, it was nice to get that kind of substantial grant to be able to get it done. So, all right, I think I'm done for the number of crazy projects that
Okay.
You need a rest.
All right. Other new business, Nancy, anything
No, I
that you
don't
have?
think so.
All
No.
right, I have one item under new business, It's Colleen's last meeting night before the end of her term. And thank you very much.
It's been a great 4
can't
years.
sign you up again?
Huh?
Can't sign you up?
No, it's all right. It's okay. It's all right, just going to go on to other volunteer activities.
Well, I tried.
Oh, you still may.
She can go down and clean all the grave sites.
Good on a what?
The graves. Some of them are
Well, I
like
don't know
really,
anything.
really
I'm not-
old, 17 something.
I'm not sure what's going on with that, so I'll have to check.
Never know what person needs or want. So, chamomile for chamomile tea and
And
parsley,
what is that?
flat leaf parsley,
Flat leaf parsley.
which is an Italian parsley.
Oh.
And everything's organic because I grow it on my farm.
Oh, wow.
And of course the chamomile you can put in
I love parsley.
a tea, use it as a tea.
And this is tea.
Yeah,
Okay.
tea. You have to put in your own tea ball thing.
You didn't give me a tea ball?
I don't bag it, I just
She's
throw it
never
in
coming
the
back
bag.
here.
And then fresh lavender.
Well, thank you very much.
The lavender
Thank
is
you.
beautiful.
Thank you very
For your
much.
One of your rooms.
It's been a great 4 years,
Thank you.
and I learned a lot. Oh my God, I had no idea
And you've
what the
helped
Board of
us a
Health did.
lot.
I like that. So
Your-
now I know
your-
everything,
Editing and all the rest. Thank you.
all kinds of stuff. Very interesting. Who knows, maybe I'll come back.
All right.
Oh, wow, that's what I was smelling here. I couldn't
smells
figure out
really
what it was I was smelling. It just fills the room when you come in.
So pretty, that color purple.
I've tried many years growing lavender outside in a certain spot on my farm, and it would always die. So I put 2 good plants in my greenhouse, and now I'm a successful lavender person.
Wow,
that's
you can't
great.
grow it outside either, Kathy.
Yeah, I
It
grow it in my,
dies.
yes, it doesn't make it through the winters. So now I grow
Wow,
it and protect it in my greenhouse. And
that's nice.
It's blooming already because it's in a greenhouse.
Yeah.
So it's early.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Colleen.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, moving on to complaints, 248
At least
Gardner.
I'm glad I wasn't under that section.
No, you're not under that. section.
I was just an unexpected section.
248 Gardner Road remains open. I noticed the one
Much
RV is gone. That was near
Much
the,
cleaner.
and a huge number of cars are gone. Dumpsters have been emptied. And we'll still leave it in Duffy's hands
He's
to
doing a good job.
sign off on when things are finally.
Where was the fire?
In the
But-
barn.
In the
In
back
the-
there?
yeah.
Yeah, so you can see it from the
It's like-
street, there's kind of
Yeah.
boarded up still a little bit.
Yeah, And
Do they still have children there, do you know?
I did.
At one point, they had 2 children, because I met them.
I've seen a couple kids around there when I drive by to go to the grocery store, so I'm guessing yes.
Yeah.
I personally don't know.
So I'm glad they're cleaning up.
It does look nice.
91 Hale Road remains open because it's in the court system. 85 Gardner Road appears, I put all the signs up and everything and notified the renter, and it appears to be empty now.
I went by there today, earlier today. That's house is really starting to cave.
Right, and this
Big
is
time.
also the trailer was also posted.
Yep.
Nancy said there was a construction worker issue on Worcester Road.
That's it, yeah.
Did you get a response?
Yes, he did, that's right there in that email.
Okay.
Because I sent out the letter and it came back to me. So I emailed him. And he said that he would get it like the next week or something.
Okay. So on this
Whatever it
one,
says on there.
the complaint was that the workers building this new construction on Worcester Road had no porta potty to use.
Oh, yeah.
And so we reached out and information kept coming back, and she finally got a hold of the fella who says that there should be, well, by now it should be there.
Mhm.
I haven't looked. I haven't driven that far, so I don't know if he complied or not. 50 Dogwood Road, I still haven't smelled any odors, so I want to close that. I need to reach out to the complaint person, so Kathy,
Is it septic odor or just?
they weren't sure what was causing it.
And you have the number?
Yeah, I'd be
Got a
happy
number?
to reach
Slow
out
response.
to persons again. I said I would go by. I immediately emailed them
Well, they got that going.
Yeah.
that I haven't smelled anything since. Sorry, I can't help that there's nothing that I can smell there. But I'll reach out to finalize that I visited twice and didn't detect any kind of odor. All right. 124 Berry Road.
Regarding the.
Oh yeah, did we get
the dogs.
anything new?
This is from Alana, one of the animal control officers.
Correspondence from Animal Control. So, this is just a letter stating
An update.
an update of where they are in trying to get the facility licensed again, and also for an inspection scheduled for June 16th, so that should have been done already. We'll see what happens. 18 Crockett Road came in last week, I believe. Was it last week? Right?
Yeah, that was, come in previous to that.
Oh dear.
May 31st was the first time that we got any information. And I sent these pictures and stuff to you and Duffy.
Did that
And
make
Duffy did do a site visit, and I think he is gonna do another one.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you want to pass that around for the pictures.
I apologize. I was planning on going tomorrow. I'm behind. I'm driving by there. It's in my list for tomorrow.
Yeah, do any of you drive by that house? It's a yellow house on the left heading into Gardner, just before our friends at 248. So it's gotta be like 243 or something like that.
Is it across the street?
Street.
Oh,
It's and it's got like trailers.
It has, that's the old, it used to have a sign, none such apples in front of it or something like that.
Correct.
Yeah, there's.
There's a
couple-
trailer there now.
There's trailers.
Yeah, there's
Oh.
more than one,
More than one.
yeah,
Yes.
and it's starting to.
And there was a big crowd there over the weekend.
Oh.
Do we
Well, a lot of people had cookouts and
to follow up anything on this advisory to contact DCR?
I don't know
I
what was
wasn't-
going, I don't know.
I wasn't in town
People
this
were parking
weekend.
on the sides. It looked like, you know, the yard sales that always pop up on
I
Sunday.
think she can
Oh.
only advise her to do that.
But is there anything
Wow,
Board of
this
Health needs
is
to do
beginning
there?
to look like 248 again.
Wow.
Yeesh.
I'm glad you caught that.
Well, I remember that it was, we were waiting for animal control to see if the Board of Health needs to be involved or not. That's the only.
What are you questioning?
Should you have a toddler living in filthy
Oh.
conditions? Yes, good point. You caught it. So this was 124.
I mean, I guess it depends on what filthy means too, you know?
It's interpretation.
Yeah.
Well, the interpretation is on DCF.
It looks like
I
they're.
think
Reporting
recommending-
is on whoever's the mandated reporter.
But I don't think animal control is a mandated reporter, you know?
Right.
She's just recommending that the mother contact DCF.
And I don't think the mother, she's recommending Erica.
is that the dog kennels?
Yeah.
Yeah, the complainant.
The
To
animal
call.
control is recommending that the person from the
That
Cape,
made the complaint call.
the person who probably hasn't been in the house.
I think she was in the house because she purchased 2 dogs.
But not recently.
No. Right.
All right. So I think step one is we need to reach out to Alina
Maybe just clarification,
for
right?
clarification.
I feel like if it were very
Child
imminent,
needs.
then she would have contacted DCF herself, right?
Right, and if she hasn't,
Because anybody can.
Right.
yeah, so we'll find out if we should on her behalf. And then 2, so I've got this.
That's where the public health goes, they do a home visit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, July 1st?
All right, let's see where it goes.
All right, so, I will, was there a phone number for Alina on the?
Oh, I think she's,
Do we have enough?
Alana.
well, I have it anyway.
Okay.
I can get it.
Okay. Follow up on it. All right. Wait a second here. Yeah, I have not gone by there. I will go tomorrow.
Crossroads?
Reminds me I need to charge up the iPad so I can take photos. Because it is too wet to work in the garden.
Yeah,
Potential
okay.
rain.
That shower this afternoon dropped 6
I had-
tenths of
I
an
got
inch of
it.
rain.
What
Wow.
am I
20
saw?
minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it was, after it
Yes.
stopped, it was still misting out. It was a weird thing, and then everything was like, the steam was coming up, but it was still raining, but not really.
Yeah, it was, this shower
It was weird.
And Saturday was terrible.
That was 1.4 inches of rain. And
I
the
was
Wednesday
driving to
before
Auburn
was
and I
1.4
almost stopped
inches.
3 times going to Auburn once.
So, here in Hubbardston, since last Wednesday, we've gotten over 3.6 inches, right?
Oh, man. It's when the trees aren't falling down all over town again. Oh, did I say that in my adult loud voice? Zip it up.
All right. Next are turnovers and warrants.
So that's, anything on there still, I don't know if I can get that in this warrant, or not, I may have to put it in for next.
And she's checked on everything that he's turned in for billing. And other short reports from him. Okay, this is Phil's
What's
bill.
W26?
That's the warrant number,
The warrant
Oh,
number
oh,
for
okay.
Phil Ledger's fees.
that's what warrant we're in. We only have 1/7,
Coming up.
that's the last one
I'd sign this.
for the fiscal year.
Yeah.
Where's the town, I have to sign it.
Yeah. One of us wants to sign it.
Says board committee signatures.
All right, sign.
Because that's the way that it.
Excuse me.
The days.
I'm sorry.
Like the beginning of the year last year, the way it felt.
Well, because they start July 1st.
No matter what, right?
No
So
matter
if
what.
it's like in the middle.
Right, so you always end up with a
There you
warrant
go.
at the
Do we all
end.
have
Pick a line,
We have
yeah,
to-
it
Next
says
6 days. and
on the,
it's-
on the right-hand side.
Nah.
She's department head signature, right?
Yes. And you have a turnover? or-
Yeah, there's, Republic Service, did you get a chance to call? Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Oh, and you're smiling.
I am.
Is that a good thing?
Yes,
Is
it
a good
is.
smile?
It's a good smile.
So what
Do you
happened
want to
with
do these
Republic?
first? I mean,
Yeah,
this is
let's-
it.
Yeah, let's look at the turnovers are monies received that she has turned in to our treasurer. Oh, that reminds me, did we get a permit for the fellow that's on Cruise Road?
I haven't received anything.
Aha. Before we end the meeting, we have one more thing to talk about. But right now is review of the turnovers.
I want to add a 0. Maybe 2.
Just a second. Okay, we have agreed to cover a construction dumpster that is at the DPW/recycling area. And there was a balance of $300.05. That included the construction dumpster for 3 months and the other dumpsters and stuff that DPW covers. As of June 16th, that entire bill was paid. So,
Who paid it?
DPW. That's the first thing. Second thing is, I spoke with the accountant at Republic, Lisa, and in this upcoming cycle, this construction dumpster site 3 for about $60.52 a month will now be billed to us directly. It will come, no longer be on the DPW bill. So therefore, we can not worry about mix-ups and all the rest. And the bills are generated on the 25th, so we're early enough. We reached out to her, got over today, To get that changed. It will come out on the next bill cycle, so we will be getting the direct bills. And then, as we previously approved, you can pay those.
Okay.
And then bring the paid receipts to the meetings.
Okay.
Because we have approved that already.
Okay.
Okay? And, let's see. If we want, at this point, I'm just gonna say, let's go forward this way and just leave everything as done, okay?
Nice.
All right, and we'll move forward with covering it as is. So it has been paid, and that's where we're at. And there's the information.
Good.
That's good.
Okay? Yay. One more item before we, should have been under new business. Sorry, didn't think of it. We received information that on Facebook, this fellow is selling things at a little next to the road cubby, if you will, on Cruise Road, baked goods. And I spoke to him ages ago already, it's well over a month, and he hasn't turned in for a kitchen application. So I would like to get your nod of approval to visit him also in the next couple days and tell him that he can't sell anything because he doesn't have his approval to do so. All right?
But he's not making them at the house, so,
We're not sure.
okay.
It doesn't, the labels don't really say where they're made
Oh,
per
okay.
se. He verbally told me they're not being made at his house. However,
That's what I read. I think it was something from you.
yeah, that's what he said, that he was making them at a restaurant in Westminster. However, how do we know? And he shouldn't be selling foods like that without some kind of permit. So I ask for your approval to go out and say no more sales, close it up, and I will post it on this little wooden cubby thing he has by the side of the road, if that's okay with all of you. Because baked goods shouldn't be sitting out in the sun anyways, because then they'll spoil. You know, so.
What kind of permit does he need?
A kitchen permit, to start with, for retail sales of, baked goods and stuff.
Now, if he gets one to me,
It's gotta be approved by the Board of Health before he can reopen.
oh, okay, so that's how you're gonna do it.
Yes,
Okay.
there is a penalty for not following the rules.
So if he's picking them up from another place and then he's bringing them out here, like Dunkin' Donuts doesn't make their donuts anymore on site. So they pick them up and bring them out, and sell them. Does that requires a kitchen permit too? Or does that just require a business permit or
Yeah.
or what?
Yeah, retail business.
Yeah.
And simply because he said he was going to come and get a kitchen permit application, and didn't follow through to go ahead and do this, I just don't think it's appropriate.
So if he's making it himself, whether at the house or wherever, he needs a kitchen permit.
Yes, and he was
And it-
supposed to provide us one from the Westminster place, and he hasn't done that either. I said, well, we need proof that you...
And he would have been able to, he would have had that through Westminster.
Right, or the
Right.
restaurant would, with
So
his
then-
name
Yeah,
assigned
right,
to it,
yeah, so I
but
mean, it
we've
would be-
gotten
it would be
nothing.
So then what he would have needed here is
It's just that
probably,
piece of paper from Westminster saying, here's my permit.
and he would have just needed a business permit, which is a very small fee for a number of years, $40 for a couple of years. or
4
something like
years.
that. 4 years, yeah.
Or a business permit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not very
so-
much, so,
Is that
But
because,
he
is that to
didn't
sell out of
provide
your house?
anything, so...
huh?
Is a business permit to sell
Well-
out of your house, like?
anything can be. I had a little health education business for a while,
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Yeah,
so,
okay.
and,
My farm stand has a DBA.
Okay.
yeah. So,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because I
yeah,
Yeah.
sell things.
it just makes you more official and kosher.
Right. Yes. And
That's why I should
because he
have yard
hasn't given
sales.
us kitchen
Then, yes.
application or provided us one from, if he is in fact using a restaurant in Westminster, we don't have anything. So at this point, I feel like we should say, no, you can't do this until you meet the requirements.
That makes sense.
So that's where I'm at. All right?
It's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else from anybody? All right. Stop doing rain dances. We've had enough.
Oh, God, I know, really.
I'm all set now. I'm caught up. It's so wet, I'm afraid to walk in certain parts in the garden. So the next meeting date is potentially Tuesday, June 11th at 7.
July?
July 11th. July at 7. Is that still a good time for you, or would you like to be
No,
earlier? Okay.
Second's fine.
All right. Oh, and we can get you a Chromebook. You have a Chromebook?
I have a Chromebook, and I didn't bring it tonight. I have to transfer my stuff over to the Chromebook, and I'll do that. All this stuff.
Whatever you have, because I want to give it to Liz.
Yep.
So that if
I
she
have a
can.
computer. That's fine.
No,
Yeah, but you should.
You're going to have the Board of Health Chromebook.
Oh,
Why have you? You have them.
Okay.
She's off. You're going to get hers.
Okay. All right.
And it works good.
So yeah, well, somewhere
Yeah.
before the end of the month.
Yep, absolutely.
Bring it in the office. We'll reach out. We'll get it to you for the next meeting or whenever you might need it.
Okay.
All right. Awesome.
We'll load a color on it so that when we have our clinics, you can go.
So anyways, yeah, and that's another reason to have it. If we had to have a clinic or something, we can load it not onto something personal, but
Yeah.
Board of Health
Right.
Makes sense. Okay.
Chromebook. Okay?
Great.
And thank you for agreeing to be on the
Thanks
board
for
again.
writing me in, everyone.
Thank you for agreeing
Did
to
you take
be on
the
the
3 year or the 1
Yeah.
year?
Yeah,
1 year.
Weird.
I did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, good for
appreciate
you.
it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's how I got in first. Well, I got appointed, actually, I think.
Yes.
Well, I do feel badly because there are months where it's very tough for me to make a haircut.
And that's
there are other
totally
months when it's
understandable.
very easy, so I'm really happy to continue.
Thank
Good.
you.
Yeah.
Nice, good.
All right, so we shall adjourn at 8:41 PM.